Hello there and welcome to my channel, Plans in the Making. I'm Julie and today I'm going to be making a spread in my creative journal using one of my new sticker books from Doodle Diarys. If you saw my haul video, I flipped through these books and asked which one you'd like to see me plan with. You may already be able to guess which one I've picked from the paper I've chosen to make my spread on. It's going to be this one, the Healing Time sticker book, which a few of you requested. I have already made a spread in my Skinny Mini using the Clear Sea sticker book. So if you haven't watched that video, I'll link that on screen. And I'll try to dive into this Hello Summer sticker book in August. But this one is so colourful and whimsical that I really want to use it. It's just going to really be a cheery, bright, colourful spread. I definitely want to use one or two of these adorable girls. This year I'm using a mixture of the classic vertical Happy Planner layout and Happy Planner filler paper. Generally I prefer to have a blank canvas to work with, and I don't like being restricted to writing one thing every day. So I try to use lots of large boxes that I can fill in throughout the week. Talking of big boxes, I have MojoJojoPlans functional boxes Series 6 and Series 7, as well as rainbow boxes and rainbow journaling boxes. I am an affiliate for Jojo and Doodle Diaries, and if you're interested in shopping with either of them, I do have a discount code which you'll find in my video description. This paper is actually big Happy Planner paper, which I have cut down to size. I bought it so that I could cut off the rainbow part and use the plain dot grid paper, but I have kept some sheets with the rainbow border because I knew that there would be some spreads that it would be perfect for, and this is one of them. I don't think I'm going to need a lot of stickers for this spread, but I'd like the stickers I choose to make sense to me. There are some really large stickers in here. I did try them on the classic vertical layout, and they aren't quite as wide as the 4 boxes, and they're slightly too wide for the 3 boxes. But of course you can use them in your Happy Planner and trim them down a little or add boxes on top of them. I'm not going to use any of these today because if I did, I don't think I'd need to use more than 2. One at the bottom, one at the top, and the spread would be done. There are flowers in this book and some of the girls outside, but there are also some really cute inside images, and I'm going to go with that for this spread. So I'm looking for things like, we've got some furniture here, and I think I want to have this girl because she's playing the piano inside the house. Maybe this one. She is my favourite though, and although I'm really tempted to hoard her, I've got a voice in my head saying use those stickers, Julie. This is definitely an inside sticker, and we've got this as well. Maybe this one. I think probably 6 stickers is all I'm going to really need. Got that lovely sofa there. And a fireplace, or well, it's not a fireplace, it looks like a fireplace, but it's actually got books in it. I think there are plenty for me to choose from, and then in future I can do a spread outside and use the garden and the fish pond, and another spread would be using all these lovely houses. Oh, I want to use the bed, and we've got the bookshelf, so definitely got quite a few indoor stickers to use for this spread. I love them so much. Some of them will be clear stickers and some will be paper ones. It doesn't matter too much. There's sometimes a slight difference in the colours, and you have to do a little bit of whiting out when you're layering boxes when you're using the clear stickers. I hope your July is going well. In my Skinny Mini plan with me, I was trying to tell you about everything that happened to me in June, but I spent so long telling you about my car breakdown that turned out not to be a breakdown. We'll never know for sure. But I didn't get to tell you the end of the story about my hunt for a black shirt for my choir concert, so I'll try to do that in this video. I found this girl who is inside, and I may use her, enabling me to save my favourite, but she is definitely inside as she's sitting at the table. I think that's it for now. This rainbow paper had similar colours to this girl's jumper with all the florals, and if I want to I can have it this way up, and I think I'm going to have it this way. This rainbow journaling boxes does actually have some rainbow boxes, so I could use those, but I think because I've already got the rainbow effect down the spine and there's lots of colour in these stickers, I will stick to solid colour boxes. So I joined a choir for the first time ever this year, and our summer concert was due to take place in July. And all I really knew about the uniform that we needed to wear was from an old photo I'd seen of the choir some years ago, where they all seem to have purchased identical black shirts. I'm not quite sure where to place this. Let's just put it here. And of course it moves. Am I going to get away with layering that without whiting it out? I think so. It had also been mentioned that it was a black shirt with a collar. But when the email came through, all it said was black, I think it said black blouse and skirt or trousers. So at first I did look for a regular black shirt, but I don't think I've worn a shirt with a collar and buttons down the front since I was in secondary school, when I was a teenager. And although at first I had problems finding one, I did locate some and tried them on, and I'm not kidding, it looked like a sack on me, and I like to wear quite pretty things, and I really did not want to be appearing on stage wearing something that looked absolutely hideous, which I think is fair enough. I need to decide what other colour to grab from the girls' jumper. We've got the orange, the pink and the purple. I don't think I've got a blue that matches. I've got a green, but I'm not sure about green. There's a very bright green. Although the blue isn't a perfect match, could use the blue. This is why my spreads take me so long, because it takes me so long to make my mind up which colours I'm going to use. But I think we'll go with the blue. Unfortunately, I'm a very last minute person. If something needs doing and I've got a deadline, it usually only gets done on the very day of the deadline. And I didn't start looking till 2 weeks before the concert. When we were also in the middle of a heat wave, so going out and clothes shopping was not really something I wanted to be doing. Well, that side was nice and easy. It's going to be a bit of a squeeze to fit all these stickers on this page. I'll give it a good try. I think we'll put the decorative stickers down first and then work out where I can add some boxes. And yes, I am hoarding that girl and using this one instead. Should be able to squeeze the sofa in here. And she's saved to use in another spread. Anyway, apart from looking like a sack, it was so hot in this shirt with a collar. There was absolutely no way I was going to be able to wear that. I was already a little bit worried about how hot it was going to be on the concert day, because I have fainted in lots of places in the past and I do not want to be fainting on a stage in front of people and causing a commotion. That would be an embarrassment. Not that I could help it, but so in the end, the only black blouse I could find that sort of met the description, it had to have either full length sleeves or 3/4 length sleeves, was quite a pretty blouse from a charity shop which only cost £3.50, so that was a bargain. But it did have some little sparkly things on it, so I wasn't too sure about that. And it had sleeves that were cut out, so I wasn't 100% sure, but as by then it was only a few days before the concert, I was like, well, I'm sure it will be fine. I don't think this sticker book has any quotes that I can use from what I remember. Oh, there's one, but that's not going to fit. Flower. So I may need to look in another book, because I definitely want some quotes. Although it doesn't look like I've been anywhere, I have in fact been looking for quotes for about 45 minutes, and I have about 50 sticker books out now on my desk. And have I managed to find the quotes that I want? No. It's my own fault, because I keep saying I'm going to put all my quotes together and make a quote sticker book. But all I wanted was a couple of quotes, and I didn't want them to be black. I wanted them to be colour to fit in with the vibe of the spread. And I thought I could have one here, and maybe one here, possibly one here. But there were very few quotes that were coloured, and those that I did find were huge or just didn't match with the spread at all. It's no good sticking good times and tan lines on this spread. So I'm a little bit frustrated. It was all going so well up to that point. I thought this was going to be a nice, quick, easy spread. But I thought I should tell you just to keep it real. I've decided to use some quotes from Planner Babe, because although they are black, they do have some colour on them. Let me know in the comments whether you find it hard to find quotes to match your spreads. I certainly couldn't find any quotes about home or family, which would have gone with this particular spread. So now you know how long it takes me to overthink which quote to use. You can understand why I was overthinking my choir costume. I hoped we might have some sort of dress rehearsal, so I could see what everybody was wearing and be told whether my clothes were okay. But no, it was just a case of turn up on the day in your outfit. So one of the ladies asked me, was I sorted for my outfit, and I said I'd managed to find a top And she said, and what about the trousers? And I said, well, I was thinking of wearing a skirt. At which she looked rather surprised and said, oh, well, we wear trousers. If it's a skirt, it needs to be down to the ground. And I was like, well, it's not a short skirt because I don't wear short skirts, but it's certainly not a skirt that goes right down to the ground because I don't own a skirt that goes right down to the ground. But if I hadn't happened to mention it, then that's what I would have turned up in and felt like a right nana. So luckily I still had my work trousers from my teaching days, even though they are nearly about 9 years old, I think. Could add a couple of these strip stickers. Let's try it and see whether I like it or not. Plans are dreams in the making. I rarely use these strip quotes. Don't love it, but don't hate it either. Let's try a few more. They may come off. Create your own sunshine. And I need a couple on this side, which will need to be shorter. So of course, because I'd found out about this skirt and that they were particular about that, I started to think a little bit more about my top and whether it was going to be suitable or not. And in the end, I was like, oh, I don't know. So I went to the supermarket and scoured it for black shirts, and I picked up two. One that actually was with a collar and buttons up the front that I didn't like, but one I found that had nice material, didn't look hideous, but was fairly plain, unlike the fancier one that I bought. This is going to be a rare washi free spread, I think. I do need to add the month. Oh, and the other thing that I had found out was, well, I asked about shoes and I was told that I needed to wear shoes that didn't have open toes. Of course, if I hadn't asked any of these things, then I would have been none the wiser. But in the end, everything worked out, although I wore sandals and changed into the shoes because they were high-heeled shoes that I used to wear all the time when I was teaching. Everyone used to say, I don't know how you can wear those all day. But since I left teaching, I've more or less worn flat shoes all the time. And I knew I would get blisters if I wore them, so I just slipped them on for the performance. But I couldn't believe it because a few hours before the performance, people were actually texting on the WhatsApp group, is it okay if I wear a sleeveless black top? And I was like, what? Even the people who've been going to this choir don't know exactly what they should be wearing. And as it turned out, I was looking at some of the ladies and they were wearing sandals, in fact, silver sparkly sandals, one of them. So I don't know why I got so stressed about what I was wearing. In the end, I blended in perfectly, everything was fine, but I stressed so much over the outfit that it really did take away some of the enjoyment of the experience. But at least for next time, I know what I'm wearing, I've got everything sorted, and I didn't have to wear a shirt that buttoned up with a collar, which I would have been absolutely stifling in. In fact, some of the ladies suggested that we need to have a summer uniform and a winter uniform, but let's hope I can just stick with what I've got from now on. I think the spread is done. Looks absolutely gorgeous. I knew it would. And it would have been a nice quick spread if I hadn't taken 45 minutes to find a quote. In case you're wondering, the concert went superbly. It was a sellout show. There were a couple of songs in rehearsal we were not sure we were going to be able to get all the way through, but we did. My mum and dad and a couple of friends came. They really enjoyed it and we got lots of positive feedback. And now, believe it or not, we're on to Christmas songs. So Won't the Neighbours Just Love Me? I really love these stickers in this Healing Time book. Can't wait to use it again. And if you want to see all the other things Doodle Diaries sent me, then you can watch this video on screen here. Remember, my discount codes and affiliate links are in the description, which I really appreciate you using if you're planning to shop. Remember to subscribe to my channel if you want to see future Plan With Me's in my creative journal. And until next time, take care and happy planning.